David was 37 years old when he lost his third wife. He got married at the age of 29. His first wife died in a car accident 12 months later. His second wife gave birth to a stillborn and died instantly 3 years after the first wife. He took a new wife 2 years later, and again, tragedy came knocking. She died of blood clots. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are watching us. We bring you today stories of divine connections and divine interventions. Please stay with us. There are times in your life you think your life is meaningless. You are at the lowest point because of past life experiences. David lost 3 wives in less than 10 years. He went into depression. He lost his job. People said he was cursed. His family disowned him. Even his church members ostracized him, saying he was a ritualist. It got to a point he no longer talked to anyone. He lived in his own uncompleted building. A year after he became isolated from his family and the community, a close friend of his, Mike, who lost contact with him 20 years before, came looking for him. He found him in a filthy state where he lived was not fit for humans. Mike, his friend, wept and tried to talk to him, but David just stared at his friend as if he was not there. Mike did not relent. He got people to come around and help David, and he moved David into a new apartment, which was very close to Mike's home. He bought him a new phone and an MP3 player where David could listen to the words of faith. He made sure that David listened to faith-lifting messages day after day, night after night. And he was there to visit him and encourage him every day. In less than 1 month, David snapped out of deep depression. He began to allow the word of God to penetrate his spirit. One day, he broke down and he wept and wept and wept, letting out all his pains, all the sorrow, and everything that had held him captive. And he allowed the Kabod glory of God to take over his entire life. He rededicated himself to God and decided to stay away from anything that would push him back into depression. He started all over again. He joined his friend's business. They did everything together. They went to church together. They prayed together. And they laughed together. He just embraced joy all over again. Then he met Angela at the age of 43. They got married and they had 2 lovely children. Today, David is 90 years old and Angela is 78. They now have beautiful, beautiful grandchildren. This is a case of divine connection and divine intervention. Everyone left David, but God took him up. He sent him an old friend. He connected him with his old friend. He was lost in his pain and sorrow, but God found him and returned him to his lost glory. Are you lost? Have you experienced difficult times in your life? Have you lost total hope in yourself? Please don't. God has divine connections. He is your divine connection. He has divine connections to solve every problem. He knows the right people to send your way. He knows how to make people work for you. God brings you divine interventions. He knows what buttons to press. He knows how to fight your battles. He's working behind the scene all the time. When you think nothing is happening, everyone is against me, things are not going on the way I want, God is working behind the scenes. Don't give up. Just look up to Jesus. Call on to him in your difficulties today and be free.